Previously at the Fringe.
We are in Edinburgh. We just flew here. Biggest fringe festival in the world, largely known for comedy, but also features a hell of a lot of theatre, which is what we are here for. And I'm going to be reviewing hopefully about 36 shows in the next 5 days. Fringe venues to our left, to our right, every which way that you look. We're here to see, as you can probably tell, another Gwyneth Paltrow show. I'm spending the whole day seeing 9 back-to-back shows at the Roundabout Tin Can in a tent. And I'll see you very soon for part 2 of the Edinburgh Fringe. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, hey!
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. It is another Sunday morning, a few days after we left Edinburgh, and guess where we are?
Edinburgh.
We're back in Edinburgh. In fact, we're in Leith.
We're in Leith.
Currently we're in Leith because priority number 1 of our second week of the Edinburgh Fringe is what, Aeron James?
Checking into the Fringeship.
Getting on that big boat! Yeah, so if you didn't know, I'm very excited about this. If you didn't know, Playbill, as in Playbill of Broadway fame, who bring you all of the playbills of your Broadway shows, have bought a cruise ship to the port of Leith in Scotland to act as a floating hotel for attendees of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. They're bringing performances on board, and we are going to be staying on board for the next few days. We're about to check in right now, so we're not only showing you a bunch of Edinburgh Fringe shows this week, probably around another 30 shows, we're also going to be showing you what it's like staying on a cruise ship for the duration of this week at the Edinburgh Fringe. So join us for all of that excitement. We're going to go check into a big old boat now. Okay, I'll give you a more extensive room tour, but this is what we have just arrived to. I say it's what we've just arrived to. We've just arrived and then thrown our things down because I have to go out again very quickly. Fringe Week 2, new hoodie. Bought this from this year's Fringe merchandise shop. We've also got a cute little balcony with actually a lovely view. There you go, over the port of Leith. And in a supremely weird piece of planning in hindsight, leaving the boat immediately. Not only that, Aeron and I have substantially different days. We have I don't think we're seeing a single show together today, because originally he wasn't going to come back this early and then he was just going to spend the day on the ship, and then he added a bunch of shows. So we are both seeing things, we're just seeing different things. I am running for the tram, which was just behind me on the road. And I think I've beaten it to the tram stop, but there's no good way to cross. Oh, I got on the tram. What a wildly action-packed start to the vlog this has been. Nice scenic tram journey. I love a tram. I never normally get to take the trams in Edinburgh, so this has been nice. Let's talk transport while we're here, because normally Fringe is very walkable for me, by which I mean runnable and climbable up hills. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Ticket for the tram that you can just buy at little machines at the tram stops, because I couldn't tap in with my card. I think you might need a special, like a specific travel card rather than a debit card. You can tap with a debit card, just a contactless card, on the bus from the airport to town, which is what we did this morning. Then we changed for the tram. I should add, while we are talking about travel, that Playbill are doing a free and included coach shuttle service between the Fringe ship, which is the name of the big old boat, and the Fringe itself. They're running 2 different routes, one of which goes directly to Summerhall, which is where I'm going and where I'm spending most of my day. We just missed the 9:30 that would have got there for 10 a.m, and the 10:30 gets there for 11 a.m. I think it might get there faster, but I didn't want to risk it. I think that's probably conservative timings from them, but my show's at 10:55. So a scheduled 11 a.m. arrival for a 10:55 show is not in fact the one. Instead, I took the tram and I'm walking. I think I'm walking the right way, on the basis that, and you're going to love this, great geography for me, the ocean is behind me, and if I were to walk the other way, I would get wet. So I think I'm heading up, yeah, I see a familiar clock tower. Heading up towards Princes Street, and then I'm going to head over into Old Town, off towards Summerhall. If you haven't yet seen part 1 of this vlog series, then I say series, it's 2 parts. It's part 1 and part 2, we're here for 2 weeks. I would suggest going and watching that first to contextualise what we've done so far at the Edinburgh Fringe, unless you're just here for the sweet, sweet boat content, which will resume at such a time as I get back to the boat. But there are 6 shows in between me and boaty goodness. 5 of which are at Summer Hall, 1 of which is at Traverse. I saw a lot of musicals last week. This week, we seem to be doing more of the hard-hitting plays. I'm very excited for Weather Girl today. That's exciting. And I think Aeron's actually I think that's the one time Aeron and I are crossing over. He's at a lot of Summer Hall things today. I'm at a show called 300 Paintings First, which intrigued me. And I'm seeing Same Team at Traverse, which I'm excited about. For now, I'm going to walk to Summer Hall, and I may show you some of the walking route, so you can enjoy scenic Edinburgh with me. Oh, those lights changed at exactly the wrong time. So this is Prince's Street. To the right you are seeing Newtown. There are a few fringe venues in Newtown, including the Royal Scots Club, including the Greenside and Assembly venues on George Street, not to be confused with George Square. Mix those ones up at your peril. I speak from experience. And an awful lot of running. Lovely bit of monument there. Edinburgh Castle just about coming into view, but we are going to take a left. We're going to go downhill to go right back up again to head into Old Town. Over the railway line as well, adjacent to, there it is, Edinburgh Waverley Station, where we were just a few days ago to leave, and now we're back. The reason we took a break in the middle is because it was my stagey fiancé Aeron James's 29th birthday, so we headed down to spend some time at his family home with his family, just for a few days. We saw Hamilton, UK tour of Hamilton at the Birmingham Hippodrome, which was lovely, and a very big tonal shift from the shows that we were seeing here at Fringe, just a slightly different scale. I think we said last year or the year before, because we did shorter trips, we would like to be at Fringe for longer so we could see more things, so we'd have more slots to see more shows basically and spend more time here. But when you schedule it like we do and you see 7, 8, 9, 10 shows a day, it gets to be relentless and challenging. Ooh, do I want to go up these stairs? Oh, that's more direct, but if you could see these stairs right now, my goodness. What I was going to say is, it's easier to be here for longer if you take a little break in the middle. But now trying to get back into the headspace of like, let's go again, when I let my body relax, is challenging. These are the stairs. The aforementioned stairs. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. Oh, God. Tell my family I love them. Every show I haven't seen yet can have 5 stars. I don't care. Just someone end the stairs. If there's more than 5 stairs around this corner, I'm going to cry on the street. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, God. We have made it to the Royal Mile, the beating heart of the Edinburgh Fringe, where trained actors who have spent 4 years and tens of thousands of pounds honing their craft beg tourists who are here to see comedy shows to part with £18 to come and watch them portray a barnyard animal for an hour at a time with conviction. It is also where you will find the Fringe shop, home of Fringe merchandise, including the very hoodie I am wearing right now. I don't love all of the Fringe merchandise this year, must be said, but this is a very nice hoodie and it's already serving me very well. No shade to the Fringe merchandise designers / providers. Just not vibing with all of it, but I do like this little, this salmon number. That sound you're hearing in the background is just the background noise of Scotland. I'm so sorry, my schedule is completely full, but I wish you all the best. I wish you well. I need to get better at those interactions because I legitimately, A, don't have the space on my schedule. B, I've spent so many hours looking at the Fringe guide, I promise you I already know what your show is and where it is. And taking a flyer would be environmentally detrimental at this stage. Ooh, let's go over and take a look at this, because I spotted this in the background of my footage from week 1 while I was editing. Oh, this is for Chris Hoy. So this is a gold postbox, and they appeared during the London 2012 Olympic Games in the hometowns of gold medal winning Olympic athletes. And the Olympics are on in Paris right now. So I thought we'd come and take a look at that. There you go. I have ended up walking up Southbridge. Ordinarily I would tell you, avoid this street like the plague. Pavements get very congested. It is not conducive to getting anywhere quickly. How much time have I got? I've been dilly-dallying and looking at postboxes. Now I turn my watch off. That's not helpful to anyone. Okay, it's about 10:35 and I have... Gosh, it's quiet here. Wow. I've turned off of that street because it was giving me anxiety, and I've turned on to what I call Fringe Central, which is Brito Square, but I'm going to spin the camera around so you can see how quiet it is. It is very quiet. That's McEwen Hall up ahead, where Rob Madge is performing the Edinburgh Fringe Return of My Sons Are Queer, But What Can You Do? To much acclaim. Delightful show if you haven't seen it already. What have you been doing? Where have you been? Where have you been? This is the Pleasance Dome on my left. Underbelly's Brito Square venues are here. Here we have press clippings. You won't see any of my reviews there unless they erect a television or a small tablet of some description, or pin me to the wall and have me talk into a microphone, which is not beyond the realms of possibility. This is a lovely beer garden area. The building with the scaffolding on is Gilded Balloon Teviot, which is out of action this year because it's being refurbished. I've never actually seen a show there, I don't think. If you head past it though, you get to another little bar area and the Underbelly Brito Square venues, which include McEwen Hall, but also the space where we saw Come Dine With Me the musical and Silence the musical, the unauthorised parody of Silence of the Lambs. And then we head up here to George Square Studios for Assembly, George Square Gardens for Assembly, and Underbelly George Square, which is the home of the big purple inflatable cow called the Udderbelly, where, among other things, I Wish You Well, the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial musical, is playing. All shows we saw last week, and you will have seen all about already in last week's vlog. I'm checking these posters as I'm going past, although these are all comedy shows, just to see if anyone has pasted my star ratings over the top. It doesn't happen often. I'm not the Telegraph, and I'm under no illusions that I am the Telegraph, but my 5-star review is featured on the Potty the Plant poster this year. So there you go, and there might be the occasional show that not many people have reviewed. For the likes of a lot of the Traverse and Summer Hall stuff, probably everyone's going to them. The Stage and Lynn Gardner and What's on Stage. But you never know. And I like to make sure... Bless you, man on the street. I like to make sure they've actually seen my reviews. As of right now, I've published about 20 different video reviews over on Threads and TikTok, and shared them via Instagram and Twitter. So I'm trying to put them out there, but you never know if they're actually getting seen. That's Assembly George Square Gardens, and if you have shows at Assembly George Square Studios, they are likely to be up here. It's where Dylan Mulvaney's show is, where Who Do You Love, the Casey and the Sunshine Band musical is, and I'm going to cut through there to get to Summer Hall. I don't know if it's a shortcut, but it's a nicer walk. Hey, guess what? I'm still not at Summer Hall. I've said to myself 3 times, I will not vlog anymore until I get there, because I'm just chatting endlessly on the street, which does not make for compelling viewing. But I'm sort of startled to say I'm a little bit hungry. Now, I have had breakfast, and it was a ham and cheese croissant. It was lovely, actually, at Birmingham Airport, but it was at about 6:45 a.m. this morning, and so it's not so inexplicable, I suppose, that I'm hungry again. But it's not lunchtime. It's not even 11, and yet I might have to get myself a little snack, because I can't have my stomach rumbling in an intimate venue that used to be a medical lecture theatre, or possibly still is a medical lecture theatre, but it isn't for the month of August. It's what? Dare I Ever Gay Disaster? Haven't got my review on it. That's fine. Or on that poster, at least. I'm seeing 300 Paintings, which is a show I from what I remember, it was a long time ago that I sent the press request in about the artistic process and mental health. I think it might be a little bit absurd. I think many of the shows I'm seeing this week are a little bit absurd. I'm feeling a little bit absurd, if I'm being completely honest with you. But that's a good way to be at the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm going to go into Summer Hall now, possibly get a little snack. Here it is, Summer Hall, in lovely teal. I have no idea whereabouts this show is. We're going to figure it out. Oh, they've got a helpful listings board. Maybe we'll use that. I am in the queue, I believe, for Tech Cube Zero. I got a millionaire shortbread from the cafe, And I tipped the nice man at the cafe because he's been keeping me alive at Summer Hall. So do you remember but a few hours ago when I told you I was in Summer Hall all day? And I was starting to think in the last few minutes of that show, right, my gap between the next one is 15 minutes, then it ran over by 5 minutes, which happens very often. So be aware of that. So I was like, right, now my gap is 10 minutes, and I was starting to think, you know, is my next show in Summer Hall? Is it? And I remembered I got an email as the plane landed this morning reminding me of my upcoming booking at the Pleasance Dome. And that is in fact where the next show is. And so now I have, 7 minutes and 21 seconds to run to the Pleasance Dome. And I can see the buildings over there, I can see how far away they are. It's an old Pleasance courtyard. That would be worse. FYI, when I've been saying run, it's mostly been a euphemism. This one I literally mean I am going to have to run. We're now in like jog to the dome territory. Otherwise, we're not making it to the dome. Oh my god, my knees. The stairs this morning was such a mistake. Who let me walk up all those stairs? This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid. Name that musical. Name that musical. Somebody name the musical. It's chess. Just ran up some stairs, now I'm running down some stairs. I'm like Rocky. I have literally 1 minute and 47 seconds until the start time. I need to find the Ace Dome. If you watch part 1, you know I'm not good at finding the Pleasance Dome domes, and I've not been to the Ace Dome before, but I do see a queue. Oh.
If you like the show, please, I know it takes a little bit of time, but could you leave us a review on the Ed Fringe app? It really makes a massive difference. If you've been affected by any of the material in the show, I'll be at the door with some leaflets from our lovely consultant, OCD UK.
Needless to say, everybody, no panic, made it to the show with 2 minutes in which to sit there and sweat. But seen some good theatre today. Seen some good things. First one was somewhere between performance art and theatre and stand-up comedy. That one was more traditional theatre, very Fleabag adjacent. And also at the first show, I started by asking, because he talked about having previously been a stand-up comedian, having worked predominantly late at night, and this was an 11 a.m. show, and he was meeting like morning people. He wanted to know who had woken up the earliest, and so he's counting back from like 9:30, and it's like an auction. He's like, anyone got an advance at 9:30? And this whole time, I know I have a trump card here because we woke up for a 7:30 a.m. flight from Birmingham Airport this morning, and I think he only goes back as far as like 6 a.m. I was like, can anyone beat 6 a.m? I put my hand up and hit them with 4:55. It was great. I won nothing, but it was fun. I'm gonna pop into this nice little underbelly beer garden area. I didn't know I was coming here today because I thought I was at Summer Hall. Ha ha ha. Nice and busy now. It's a lovely day. I should have worn shorts. Do you know what? I've come in search of food that will inspire me. And I never really get down to this street. You can see lots of creativity going on. Fried chicken burgers by the Buffalo Truck. That's great, but it's not for now. This is down the side of George Square, between the entrances to Assembly, George Square, and Underbelly. Ooh, sausage bow. A sausage bow, everybody. Ooh, look at these bubbles. Are you seeing these bubbles? I'm seeing bubbles. I went back for the sausage bow. Her lure proved too great. So we're going to walk over to Summer Hall and enjoy this fascinating little lunch. What a sexy little bao bun. My goodness, that was delicious. And I'll tell you what it was. It was a giant bao bun with a sausage patty, egg, sort of like an American cheese square, very, very Big Mac. And then like a spicy Korean sort of a ketchup-y sauce. But it was the hash brown at the bottom that gave it the texture. Oh, delicious, delicious. Would go back, would eat again. And then I was walking to Summer Hall and thinking, oh, now I want a sweet treat. But those who've been paying attention today will notice we've done croissant, we've done millionaire's shortbread. However, I'm seeing a lot of theatre, and now is not the time to judge myself and my cravings. I am listening to my body, and it is saying, feed me Seymour. feed me all the live long day. And I went past this bakery on the walk to Summerhall. We're on... oh no, I just see the street name. Buccleu. It looks like Buccleuch. I have no idea. We're on the road to Summerhall from the Pleasance Dome, and the bakery is called Missy's. And I've got a banana and chocolate chip cookie sandwich with something in the middle. My goodness. Looks, I haven't eaten it yet because I'm holding a lot of stuff, but looks lovely. Just filmed a couple of reviews outside Summerhall because I had a little bit of time trying to stay up to date. Had to move from my initial filming location because I'm pretty sure I just watched a drug deal happen. And then I just saw someone from Mischief Theatre Company. Unrelated, like they weren't involved in the first thing. Just thought I'd let you know. Turns out Surrender is back in the first venue where we started, through this fun corridor here. And I'm 9 minutes early. They're probably queuing already, but earlier than I have been. I actually suddenly thought, while I have a minute, I'm going to come and check out this. I didn't have time earlier, but this is an actual gallery because these paintings are the subject of the first show I saw this morning, 300 paintings. And they are fun to look at, but my gosh, is it even more meaningful if you've seen the performance. And I can recommend this show. 300 paintings. It was hilarious and fascinating and kind of crazed. And I am halfway through my theatrical day. Oh my gosh, so many people chilling in the meadows. How lovely. If only I had the time. But I'm on my way to another theatre, doing one of my favourite walks actually, which is Summerhall down to Traverse along the side of the meadows, which I enjoy when it's a walk and not a run, because I've done that before as well. Passing the meadows and the tent you're seeing in the distance there, Underbelly's circus hub on the meadows, I believe. What a lovely day it is here in Edinburgh. Well, I'm having a delightful afternoon because lovely scenic walk where I was just joined by surprise by a friend who I bump into all the time at theatres down in London, who is up at the Fringe unbeknownst to me and was walking from Summerhall to Pleasance at the EICC, which is also over in this direction, going to see Miriam Margolyes in Conversation, her Edinburgh Fringe appearance, which I'm devastated to be missing because love me a bit of Miriam Margolyes. I have seen her on stage before, I'm just realising, because she opened Wicked in London as Madame Marble, so I saw her in that. But I'm off to Traverse, and in fact I'm nearly there. It's nice when you have the time to move between venues, and I was so annoyed by this week when I was scheduling it in because I was like, it's inefficient and I've got these hour-long gaps between shows, and now I'm thrilled because I don't have to run or stress and I can just calmly walk across, might film another review, might get a beverage, might even go to the toilet and feel like a human being. I know you're delighted to know all this, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm arriving at the Traverse. Feel fantastic. Here I am, here it is the Traverse, and we are venturing down underground to one of its two spaces. I don't actually know which one this is in. I have thus far been in the larger space twice already last week for So Young and for The Sound Inside. I would like to go to the studio, but I don't know which one this is in. I've got a few more shows at Traverse this week. I'm also seeing Cyrano here. I'm also seeing A Knock on the Roof, My English Person Kitchen, and A History of Paper. So I dare say I will get to go in Traverse 2 at some point. But for today, who knows? I'll let you have a guess. One or two. If you said Traverse 1, you would be correct. We're going to head in there now. Got myself a large Chardonnay, because a lot of shows. Traverse Theatre, man, do not let me down. This trip, they are doing great. I have loved everything I've seen at the Traverse. I have still only seen things in the larger space in Traverse 1. I am sure at some point I will be seeing something in Traverse 2. But as you've seen, completely different and decent sets in that theatre. This is really the more produced and fully realised side of the Edinburgh Fringe. But also bear in mind, Traverse Theatre is a theatre the year round. It is not a converted lecture theatre or cave in a nightclub or back half of a pub. So that's why they can bring you shows like that. So that was Same Team, which was all about a sort of community women's football team in Scotland competing in the Homeless World Cup. Is that a real thing? Did they make it up? I don't know. Listen, it will not surprise you one bit to learn I know staggeringly little about sports, but having now seen that and Dear England, I'm dubbing this one Dear Scotland, but for girls. Unfortunately, I've inherited a slightly problematic trait from my parents, who are incredibly susceptible to accents in media. They once watched Baz Luhrmann's Australia, talking funny for months. So I'm doing my very best not to suddenly break out a terrible Scottish accent, of which there were many in the play I just watched. I am going back the way that I came to get here, back to Summer Hall for 2 more Summer Hall shows, and then an early finish, finishing at 9ish, 10ish, 8:50 I think. One thing I've not really shown you, Arthur's Seat, big old, is it tall enough to call it a mountain? Big old hill at the very least. I scaled that a few years ago on my last morning at the Fringe, back in 2019 I want to say. Couldn't convince the group to do it last week, and I doubt Aeron and I will get up there. But you never know! I am nearly back at the Summer Hall. I haven't been running, just walking briskly. Also, I saw a really fluffy cat. There she is, I glimpse her through the trees. Summer Hall. We're back. For the 3rd time today, I'm arriving at this building. Look who I found.
Hello.
Aeron James. And this is another venue that is literally a lecture theatre with these nice little benches. And this is the stage for Weather Girl. In an alternate universe, this is a musical about one of the Weather Girls, and it's a jukebox, and it would feature the song It's Raining Men. But that's not what this show is. I got some fries from Rust for the 25-minute gap I now have before the next show, back in the same venue, and Aaron's getting us a peach cider from this place over here. It is popping off in the courtyard of Summer Hall this evening, let me tell you. Functionally, it's also not unlike a departure lounge, because Aeron and I are waiting to be called over the Tannoy system for different shows, and mine apparently has already been called.
You've been queued for queuing.
There you go. So I'm going to go and see the Bookies, which, and don't hate me for saying this, I first became intrigued by because it had good artwork.
This is the final call for Lynn Faces.
Final call. We're fine.
Please make your way there now as the show is about to start. Thank you.
What are you waiting to see?
Little Squirt.
There you go. It's exactly what it sounds like.
It is literally what it sounds like.
We're going to meet up after, and then we're going to go get on a boat.
Yeah.
Go get back on a boat. Back on a big boat.
Back on a boat.
Back on a boat. We've both had a cider. I've had some chips. But when we get back on the boat, I wouldn't be opposed to finding the late night buffet dessert options.
Well, we need to explore. We haven't explored it yet.
Much exploring is to be done. I am back in the lecture theatre room. What will we be learning today? Will it be real analysis? Will it be thermodynamics? Will it be theatre? There's a half disco ball at the top of this set. Don't think I haven't noticed. I always notice. We're back, and there she is. She is vast. Hold on, you've got a wide-angle lens for exactly this kind of a situation. Look at that! From Ambassador Cruise Line, looking lovely by evening. We just came back via one of the very helpful coaches. Very quick, very comfortable, very easy, and inclusive within our stay. Now we're getting on the boat. And we return to our room. I'll give you a proper tour tomorrow, I think. But we have little snacks. We have this peacock. I don't know what is their name. I don't know. I feel I want to name this peacock. I'm very impressed by this towel art. I don't want to disrupt it. Okay, we found the top of the boat with pools and bars, etc. They are hosting a performance of Tim Murray's Witches right now on the boat, but we're seeing that exact show later this week. So hence us not currently being there, instead living out our luxury Titanic fantasy. Good morning from the boat, from the Playbill Fringeship. It is morning. It is a new day. It's about 9:30. I had grand designs about waking up at 8, and I did, but I then didn't do anything for the subsequent 90 minutes boat announcement. Did they say Friendship choir rehearsal?
Yeah. Choir rehearsal.
Should we be participating in this? Is it obligatory? Is it like military service? Anyway, what we were going to do was go and check out the breakfast buffet, the inclusive breakfast buffet, before we head into Edinburgh via the free shuttle service to go and see a couple of shows. And then come back to the boat for a day of boat fun. How fun is that? I know. I'm very excited as well. So our cabin is floor 10, but we are heading up to 11. I would recommend taking the lifts because these stairs will get you if you're going more than one floor, but we're only going one floor up to, it's called Borough Market, where the big cafeteria style buffet area is. And it has rained out here. Also the first time we're seeing it by daylight. It's the top of the boat, everybody. I mean, the swimming pools are open. I do not mind, especially, look, there's steam coming off of that one over there. I do not mind a heated swimming pool in the rain. I don't know about you. It is also forecast thunderstorms. Now that's a little different. Well, we found it. There you go. Some cooked breakfast for Aeron and I this morning. I've got some hash browns, some scrambled eggs, some sausages. He's also partaking of the bacon, the baked beans, and the corned beef. How interesting, how exciting. And I will show you the extent of the buffet momentarily. I've also got some orange juice. But happy boys. So this is the buffet here. We've got some meats and cheeses. We've got fruits. Other sort of things over here, jams, a little cereal bar moment, some yogurts. I walked past the porridge. We got your breads, your different kinds of breads. The hot food counter over here, different kinds of eggs. They also do poached eggs and omelettes on request. We've got pancakes, hash browns, 2 different kinds of bacon, tea and coffee machines. This is a waffle station, which I will have to try at some point this week. We've got pastries over here, which is what I have returned for. Ooh, mini muffins. We're going to circle right around, go and get us some mini muffins. Look at that. Oh, 2 different kinds of muffin. Perhaps I'll have to try both. But also, and I'm very impressed by this, we have a little gluten-free station. Now, Aeron, because he's only wheat-free, not gluten-free, can still have a lot of the cooked stuff, but didn't realise that he had breads and muffins over here with a specific gluten-free toaster. I'm glad they remembered that. That's important. Off the boat, we're off the boat, baby. Off the boat, don't tip the boat. Oh, please don't tip the boat over. It's currently in port. I don't think we need to be concerned. Heading out through the cruise line terminal, which always feels very official and security-like, so I don't feel like I can vlog this bit. But next time you see us, hopefully, we'll be on a bus. We're actually getting off the bus, because we are here. We have arrived on the South Bridge. And we are heading to the Pleasance Courtyard. I feel like it's been ages since I've been at the Pleasance Courtyard. It's where we started our Fringe journey last week. And we are venturing back there now for 2 shows this morning. We're meant to be seeing another one heading into the afternoon, but it's been cancelled, and so a lot of revision of the schedule has had to take place. And sort of inspired by that, there were some other shows I was going to try and see this afternoon, and some other ones I had my eye on for this evening, and now we're thinking that maybe after these 2, I might grab some lunch, and then head back to the ship to actually enjoy an afternoon and evening on the ship, because as you might imagine, much of our time here is going to be spent seeing shows, so we're not going to be able to enjoy everything they're doing on the Fringe ship, courtesy of Playbill. So we might sort of change approach just for today and go and, oh, this is Zoo Playground. This is also not the way that I thought I was walking. This is Zoo Playground. Aeron's just saying he's never been to one of the zoo venues, and neither have I. Neither have I. I have been to the actual Edinburgh Zoo, though, to see the pandas. And we are here. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Fascinated to see how the video stabilisation managed with that one, but we are here at the Pleasance Courtyard. I'm heading for Bunker 3. I don't entirely know where that is. And look at this. Someone told me about this in a YouTube comment on part 1 of the vlog. The Emu War, if you can see up there, with some water damage, are using my 4-star review in their promotional materials. Isn't that cute? So if you watched the week 1 vlog, or if you follow musical theatre TikTok, you will already know Broadway's Kate Reinking, who was with us here last week at the Fringe, who made the impromptu decision while down in London not to fly back to New York, but to fly back to Edinburgh to spend like 4 more days here. So Kate is back here, and we just ran into them outside of the Pleasance Courtyard, much like we did last week. Pleasance Courtyard, bringing people together. And we now have about 7 minutes before the first show, which is Did You Mean to Fall Like That? Which I know relatively little about, but I'll be able to tell you more afterwards, because that's how it works. So this is down the side of the Pleasance Courtyard. This is where you'll find the Grand, the Baby Grand, and the bunkers. So if you can't find them in the courtyard, you need to exit the courtyard and go a little further down the hill. And then look for the signage. We are in Bunker 3. And when they say bunker, they really do mean it.
All experience at the end of most shows. Thank you so much for coming along and supporting, especially at 11:30 in the morning. This is quite a one to have that early in the day, so go and watch some comedy, chill out.
And then in one of my better scheduling decisions, a 10-minute gap between a show at Bunker 3 and the Baby Grand, which you can see just there in front of you. Sometimes it all lines up.
It's hot here. Oh my god, thank you for staying put. This was Loves the Beach. You can keep up to date with the play at Loves the Beach Play on Instagram and Twitter. Please do so. Quick show recommendation for you if you are free in 20 minutes at 2:05 PM at Bunker 3, about 10 feet in that direction. Sorry I broke your arms and legs is on. It's a really funny bit of character comedy about a psychotic 12-year-old by a theatre company that I absolutely love. Coincidentally, it's my show that I wrote.
Multiple gay plays down, the last one being about how a couple is torn apart by influencer culture.
Yeah, it's a Love Island couple.
Yeah.
And then what kind of happens when one of them has one way of dealing with it and the other one has another way of dealing with it.
Yeah, because the relationship's a little artificial and it just becomes about the content, not about the real meaning behind it. And I told you to look at the camera when we're filming. I'm joking, that was a joke. We're fine. Got a Biscoff slice.
Who's looking at the floor?
I thought it was funny. And we're going to walk back to the bus stop from whence we came to get the coach back over to the Fringe ship, because we're meant to be seeing the Willy Wonka Candy Spectacular this afternoon, and it is still going ahead. Kate is seeing it.
Right, is Kate actually seeing it?
Yes.
Kate wasn't.
No, Kate is seeing it, but we were asked if we could move our press booking to the end of the week because they have multiple cast members out with COVID. I think the show is still going ahead, or that was PR spin. I don't know, but we're seeing it later this week and have moved around much of our schedule. So instead, it's quite warm, and we were just in a furnace.
Oh, it was so warm.
Very warm in that one, really felt like a beach.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and get in a swimming pool on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Because absolutely why not? We're back in Leith. I can't see, it's too bright. Is that the coach? That coach just dropped us off. We've been very lucky with the timings of the coaches coming back, because they are once an hour. They're running one around Old Town and the other one around New Town, which makes a lot of sense, stopping near to...
Because it would take too long to do both in one trip.
It would take too long to do both in one trip, you're absolutely right. Stopping in near Summerhall and on the South Bridge near the Pleasance Courtyard. And it's been really handy for us yesterday and today coming back, and super easy. So that's good. That's always helpful, because you may be wondering how easy it is being on that boat down here in Leith when the festival is all up in Edinburgh. There's the other one coming back. That must be the New Town one. But yeah, truly it's been pretty chill, actually. We are just before we get back onto the boat, heading to Ocean Terminal, which is a big shopping centre Aeron has been before, because he knows Leith. I don't know Leith from a leaf.
I always talked about Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, but we're going to go and buy swimming costumes because there are pools on the boat. There are swimming opportunities.
Yeah,
but
we didn't know if we'd definitely get to, so we didn't pack them.
We didn't think it was going to be that kind of a vibe, because we thought we'd be doing shows. But that cancellation today has kind of opened up our afternoon and evening, and we thought rather than throw things in that might be good and just like try and get up to like 70 shows or whatever, let's like take an afternoon, let's catch up with some more things, film some more reviews, do some admin, and yes, enjoy a swimming pool or two. Maybe I'll have a drink from the poolside bar, and that's okay. That's not in fact a crime, because I am here to do a job and be a critic, but we've been here for a long time. We've seen a bunch of shows, and I don't want to go see stuff that I don't have faith in, because I feel like if I go and see something I'm not excited about, and then I say it's not a very exciting piece of theatre, that's just my own fault. So I don't want to go and see stuff that I have hope for and that is inspiring to me, and not because I happen to have a day free. So, moral of the story, we're going to go buy swimming costumes because we did not pack any. You suggested packing some,
Yeah,
I said it wasn't going to be that kind of a vibe, and then plot twist, it's that kind of a vibe. Oh, I hope I can find one with like a fun cartoon character on or something. Exploring the Ocean Terminal, which is this shopping centre here down in Leith, and look what we find. Just about everything turns into a fringe venue during the month of August. Good news, everybody. We have swimming costumes. Yay, yay, yay. Because much as we have been encouraged to make ourselves at home on the Fringeship, there are limits. Dear God, there are limits. We nearly got matching ones. And then I saw a different colour choice, and I was like, as cute as that would be, let's not be that couple on the cruise. Now, if you were in any doubt, the Playbill Fringeship star-studded, because as we were coming back onto the boat, there were performers leaving who have been performing excerpts from their shows here, because Playbill are bringing things onto the boat as like previews and entire performances. Linus and Joseph and Kate Butch, I think, Linus and Joseph of Awkward Prods, who were doing Gwyneth Goes Skiing, were coming onto the ship, and then we were just making small talk in a lift with Broadway and West End star Marisha Wallace. So there you go. It's all happening here on the Fringeship. We have just been lounging in the pools, one of which very cold. The other, two of them very cold, two of them very hot. So two of them are heated and two of them are not. But listen, I grew up by the beach and I'm used to swimming in the sea, which in England, freezing cold 11 and a half months out of the year. And for the other half a month it's just slightly cold. So I adjusted, I got used to it. But can recommend in the middle of your Edinburgh. And listen, how else are you going to sit in like a jacuzzi hot tub on a cruise ship in the middle of your Edinburgh Fringe trip unless you're here with the Playbill Fringeship? Such a novelty, but very welcome in and amongst seeing all of these pieces of theatre in largely uncomfortable seating while running around the city. My knees are tired every day, and I didn't know how much I needed that. I thought when I was in that incredibly warm little hot tub situation on the top of a cruise ship that I could not get more relaxed. But this is the height of relaxation. I'm in one of those like Love Island style daybed things. I have gelato. This is chocolate chunk and sea salted caramel upon the sea. Aeron is enjoying a fascinating combination, if I may say so, of What have you got over there? That's a mint choc chip.
And bubblegum bean.
Bubblegum candy bean. That was it. Very Willy Wonka's Candy Spectacular, which we were due to be seeing this afternoon, and have changed their first press performance date to Thursday, which meant instead we were forced to hang out in a swimming pool and lie down on top of a cruise ship with ice cream. What a shit. Apologies, gelato. Gelato, my god, hey! I haven't even started drinking yet. This is a great day. So the poolside bars close in about 40 minutes, which is also when the dinner buffet begins. And we could vibe with some cocktails in this Love Island-esque setting, but we can't decide who is going to go and get said cocktails. So it's all very well you pointing at me, Aeron James. I can point too. I think we should play an on-camera game of rock, paper, scissors for the content. Rock, paper, scissors. I feel like you had time to see me do that and you still changed to scissors. Okay, sharper. Rock, paper, scissors. That's not fire.
Kind of fun.
What are we doing? What are we doing again?
Because we didn't do that properly.
We did! I filmed it! This is why I filmed it. Rock, paper, scissors. I win again!
So what the real one was, the winner gets to go in to sign on the drinks.
Oh, you're rubbish. We got some daiquiris. We are truly experiencing a different kind of Edinburgh Fringe today. Heading back to the... Ooh, another tram! Lovely views of Leith. Heading back to the room to go and have a shower, to come back up here for the start of the dinner service. Hello.
I know there's a restaurant that you can go to, but I feel like the buffet just screams
Are we buffet boys? It's buffet time. And first of all, I want to show you the world of vegan here with Grays and Grains. We have all sorts of anticipated vegetable options, and then a caramel cake over there that is also vegan. And then a little further down this way, we have some hot vegan dishes. We got some... what am I seeing here? This is, in this one, we have a vegetable curry and steamed rice, and then over here we got some noodles and something to go with those noodles. This one here is called Sugar Bar 1. We have lots of fruit. We also have a gluten-free brownie moment and a sugar-free cardamom pound cake. This fruit is display only. Do not eat this fruit. This fruit you can eat. Here is the main attraction for those without dietary requirements or preferences. We have Hotline 2, baked potato, steamed rice, peppercorn sauce, grilled chicken breast. Hello. I'm seeing chips on the other side, fries for you Americans. I'm seeing vegetables. I'm seeing steaks. The peppercorn sauce makes sense retroactively. In fact, that is grilled sirloin steak with little garlic butter on the side there, mixed vegetables, French fries, and seared salmon fillet. We've got some cream of green peas soup and some grandma's chicken noodle soup, plenty o' bread, marinara over here, pasta made to order. Over here, roast Vermont turkey breast with gravy, steamed rice, mixed vegetables, wild mushroom and pumpkin risotto. Oh my goodness, that sounds lovely. Also Scandinavian hunter's wild venison stew, creamy potato, garlic lemon cream, and grilled fillet of sea bean. Okay, this is what we've started with. This is mine over here. I've got a creamy, garlicky lemon sauce on a chicken there. And then we joke about never having vegetables as Fringe. Look at me now. You've never seen so many carrots. Aaron's gone with this over here, bit of a sirloin moment. I keep seeing... Okay, so we've sat by the water. I keep catching this out the corner of my eye and thinking we're moving, and it's messing up my head. What I was going to say, we've both said we're going to need to go back for multiple more plates, because I feel like... Thank you, my love. I feel like for breakfasts and definitely for desserts, you can put a bunch of mismatched things on one plate from a buffet, but for a dinner, it kind of has to make sense as a meal. Like, I'm going back for that risotto, but it didn't feel right putting it on here once I had the chicken with the sauce. Okay, this has quickly become out of control. That was my first plate. Then I went back and I was like, I need some of that risotto, and I'll go for some more mash. And I was like, what else do you have with risotto? And I was like, let's do a whole pasta moment. Freshly cooked pasta counter, fully customizable. My goodness, this was cooked with an enormous amount of care. I'm very excited to have this little marinara with parmesan, garlic, onions. Now, this is the first of multiple dessert courses. If you know me, you won't be surprised by this. This is called Queen's Pudding, which makes it sound like it's something I, as a British person, ought to know about. It's like meringue and sponge and custard And Aeron, have you heard of Queen's pudding? He's shaking his head. No. Sort of seems like a bread pudding. Do you think maybe it's the meringue with like the pipes on top that makes it look like a crown? Is that what makes bread pudding into a queen's pudding? I'm willing to suggest it's that. Whatever that was gorgeous, and I may need another bowl. Aeron is enjoying the gluten-free brownie and this green and yellow jello, or jelly to the British, with a little bit of fruit trapped in the bottom, saying, "Help me! Eat me!" Aeron James staring wistfully into the open water. I'm enjoying this small piece of cheesecake. Spoiler alert, we went back to the cabins and we had a lie down, and I have just filmed some more reviews. I am working my way through them, but also it's 9:20, and at 9:30 they have performances on the Fringeship, and this evening's is Batsu, which I have been hearing exciting things about for a good long while now, so I think we're going to head over and go and check it out, because why not? Because we are today trying to enjoy just about everything on offer here on the Fringeship, so let's go see what a performance looks like in their performance space, if I can in fact get out of bed. So Batsu is a show and a game, and there's a chicken. As I was saying, it's a show and a game, and there are members of the company currently going around getting volunteers from the audience, which is why we have hidden ourselves behind this nice separated bar here. You can see this performance space. This is called the Cavern, kind of like a cabaret cocktail kind of a space. And we have ordered cocktails appropriately. There was a more traditional theatrical auditorium above us called the Palladium, funnily enough, a name that West End theatre goers will recognise. Actually, you have one in New York as well, but it's more of a concert space. Aeron went for a mint julep, and I have a Mai Tai, which sounded really nice. I didn't think I liked Mai Tais, but they made it sound delicious, so time will tell. And also, someone's roller skating. So that's happening. Basically Starlight Express. Grace is part of Batsu. Our friend Grace is part of Batsu.
Hi Akshan, how you doing?
Hi, good, how are you?
Now, Akshan, I heard that you are celebrating your birthday tonight. Is this true?
That is true.
Give it up to the birthday girl! It's Grace's birthday! Happy birthday. Very nice.
Toe! I think there's a toe that you...
Switch!
Oh, I'll show you where I can stick my toe, pal. I'll tell you right where, because you're like, Batsu! X, I'm Xing you out right now. Yep, no, not no. No, switch. Oh, well, first of all, I love that faux toe.
Have you ever had the delicacy of body sushi before?
No.
Oh my gosh, well, what do we do on your birthday but celebrate with a little body sushi here? Thank you so much to the Sake Shinobi. No, girl, sorry, I'm so sorry. Yes, you're lovely. Give it up to the Sake Shinobi real quick. You are, we do have, oh, thank you. No, we do have a professional model who's been doing this in the industry for a long, long time. Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh my god, you got it. Give it up to Aki-chan, the birthday girl. And give it up to the world famous Choco. And we have three hanging off the fingers there. Give it up to DJ Demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Here we go. Secret agents, your mission is this. You can't use regular weapons on this mission. You have to use an umbrella. Here we go. Secret agents using an umbrella as a weapon. Yui wa ii desu ka? Hey!
It's raining, Dad.
All right, 50 points. You got that first one. It's raining dead. Take it away.
I'll see you in hella.
Umbrella. You got 50 points. Take it away, Courtney.
ass.
No, yeah. 50 points. You got it. What are you doing?
Alien discharge.
Alien discharge. Oh no.
Beepor, beepor, beepor. Beepor, beepor. Oh, yeah.
We've kept you on our planet for long enough, Bleeplark. I'm going to discharge you. Back to space.
Okay. What are you
doing?
Alcohol drinking.
Alcohol drinking.
All right, great. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's get back here to the bar. Everybody's already finished.
Shock 'em, please. Shock 'em. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, you were trying to steal a customer's drink and it didn't work out for you. So,
She had tea.
yeah, no judgment. No judgment. Yeah. In honor of the winner of Batsu tonight, Courtney's on here. Raise your drinks up, raise them up, and let's do a final set. No,乾杯. 鐘を鳴らしてください。お願いします。Oh, Brian, hold on, wait. I was thinking of doing it, but this is way too special of an evening tonight. I can't be the one. It should be one of them tonight. Yes, it should be you, miss. Yes, give it up to her. Come on up. We would love to have you strike the gong and reseal the spirit. We're going to count to 3 in Japanese and all shout out Batsu together. Right, here we go. Ichi, ni, san, Batsu! Thank you so much for having us. You guys were a fantastic crowd. Enjoy the rest of your journey. Hopefully you guys can visit us, our show in New York City or in Chicago. We plan to be back in London.
Thoroughly enjoyed Batsu. I don't know what I thought it was, but it's wild. I will say the chicken went away after the pre-show and did not come back. I missed the chicken. I wanted more of whatever the giant chicken is. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cultural explanation into the concept. But basically what it is this like, whose line is it anyway-esque improv comedy game show, but with torture punishments that are actually happening on stage. Like, they reveal their actual wounds. They are actually wearing shock collars. They actually get whipped with these giant elastic bands. In the normal show, when it's not on a cruise ship, they get shot with paintball rifles. Like, wild things are happening in Batsu, but incredibly fun and entertaining show, truly like no other, that's been running for years. If you have not seen it yet, I feel like you have to go and discover it and experience it for yourselves. Go check out Batsu. Loved it. Had a great time. Yes, immediately came back to the cabins and got into bed, because that's the kind of rock and rollers that we are. But I do have a large glass of red wine, so don't cry for me, Argentina. I will see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is another beautiful day here in Edinburgh for the Fringe. It's literally just started, as I said that, raindrops on my hand. It's literally just beginning to rain. We're heading to the Space for our first show of the day, a new musical called The Gardening Club. There are many of the spaces. There are 2 signposted there, and it's neither of those. It is not the one on the Mile where I saw birdwatching. It is not the one on Midtree Street. It's the Space at Venue 45, which is over the hill and just down on the other side near the train station, I think. That is what Google Maps has led me to believe, and that is where we are heading. Show's not for another 35 minutes, so we're going to mill about. But raindrops keep falling on my upper wrist. So maybe not. Also, I had waffles for breakfast this morning, if you're wondering how I've mustered this much pep. And the cast of the show we're about to see have just arrived at the venue. And they are performing their songs on the street with a trumpet. We are in the line for the venue, which is also very possibly a church, waiting for our friend Kate, who came back to the Fringe this week and is joining us for an 11:40 a.m. musical called The Gardening Club. Here we are in the Space, at the Space. Doesn't feel super churchy. Ready to see
the Gardening Club. This seating arrangement is kind of bizarre, and we have negative legroom and also no rake because we're on a flat floor. But it's all good.
Thank you so much for coming. I promise we do have an Act 2, so if you want to keep posted with our story, it's at the Gardening Club Musical on all social media platforms.
Well, I enjoyed the Gardening Club.
It's cute.
Some of my favourite new songs I've heard.
Yep.
That first one's already in my head. Watch Me Grow. And you can listen to their like demo recordings they've done with a full band. It's all 60s rock and roll, so it would hit a lot harder with microphones. They're another one not using mics, which they just about got away with, but there was some counterpointing moments. I was like, I know what any of you are singing right now. When she had the fast lyrics at the end.
Yeah, no.
I was like, honestly, good for you. But with a live band, with mics, that would slap, I think. And I really like the concept, and I want to tell you what it's about. So it is, I don't know if it's a true story, or if it just sort of feels factual, but it's about a group of women in the 60s who form an illegal underground drug ring under the guise of a gardening club to distribute the then unattainable birth control pill that was only available to married women in order to liberate the women of Savannah, Georgia. Great concept, great music. I didn't realise we were only getting an Act 1 here at the Fringe, and I was like, there's so much left to be resolved, and this is meant to be ending in 5 minutes, and we have to get to the Traverse, which is where we are trekking to now. But then, evidently, it ended and it's only Act 1. Actually, what I think it is the second 2/3 of Act 1, and the first third of Act 2. But it's going to keep developing, and I'm excited to see that. For now, we're heading over to the Traverse for Cyrano. My Edinburgh nemesis is back. It's stairs. Why is it always stairs? We are walking right next to the castle and right underneath the, I don't even know what you'd call those. I want to say embattlements, but I don't think that's right. This is the structure they use for seating for the Edinburgh Tattoo, which I didn't realise only happens in the month of August during the Fringe. And I would love to do the tattoo and go and see it one time, but I don't know if I can envision a single day where I'm here at the Fringe and I'm not seeing shows of that evening. I don't know what the timings are. Maybe I should look into this. But also, what is the likelihood that I don't find compelling theatre to go see? Maybe one of these years I will go to the tattoo. It looks like a lot of fun, and I feel like it's one of those things that must be done at some point. Good news is we are nearing the Traverse, and we've still got 12 minutes. We're fine. We're going to see Cyrano. The last and only time I have seen Cyrano was the Jamie Lloyd version at the Playhouse Theatre, which is now the Kit Kat Club in the West End. This one, very different. And I'm excited to find out how. With 5 minutes to spare, which may as well be an hour when it comes to the Edinburgh Fringe, we approach the Traverse. I keep telling you this has 2 spaces, but once again, for the 4th time, I'm going to be in the larger space, Traverse 1, with the very steep seating. Let's go inside and go see Cyrano, postal for which is over there. Here we are in the Traverse 1 space, steep seating behind me, and I have been handed a pre-show piece of lesbian poetry. Thrilled about this. I'll let you pause and enjoy that spicy work on your own time, but this is the setup for Cyrano. Oh my god, Cyrano. Oh my god. Cyrano, my god, hey. That was incredible.
That was so good.
That was incredible. Just saw Eve Blake, writer of Fangirls, on our way out of the Traverse, who was just seeing that performance as well, who is a big musical theatre writer in Australia, that production, and Virginia Gay from Australia, and has had a big life there. And I was saying how like slightly obnoxious it is for shows to be really successful in Australia, and then they come over here and you have like the British theatre scene and the British press being like, this tiny little show might have something. That was extraordinary. And one of those pieces of theatre that afterwards just makes me go like, I just love theatre. I've been saying in a lot of reviews this week, there's a lot of stuff that feels like TV and it feels like comedy and it doesn't necessarily earn its theatricality, and that did immediately and throughout, and it was, oh my god, it was mesmerising, it was hopelessly romantic, it was thoroughly sapphic, it was a proper deconstructed Cyrano that tore it all apart, and it worked. Every single facet of it was brilliant. I don't know how much of this you're hearing with the wind resistance, but I'm going to walk over to Cowgate, high on the joy of theatre and its endless possibilities, with a castle behind me. Welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe, everyone. This pavement is flooded. What's happened here? Yeah, we're going to walk to Cowgate and continue to just bask in how great that was. I have that annoying thing now. I don't know. I'm hungry. I know that I'm hungry. My stomach was rumbling during. Did you hear my stomach? That was me.
It was so loud.
It's because I was right next to you. That's why.
Why is this sound effect going off near me? Jeez.
It used to happen during my university lectures if I didn't have breakfast before the 9 a.m. Yeah, Aeron just got a kilted donut, throwback to our first week.
I felt like I needed to happen this week just to feel like I hadn't abandoned them this week.
Last week we were staying at a hostel down in Grassmarket over there. I don't know what I want. They had some lovely donuts. We walked past a place that had some lovely cannolis in the window.
There's a cake place up here that I remember you loved last year, so I'm taking you there.
That I have no recollection of. It's like I need something, I'm craving sweet, but I know I need savoury, so I want a marriage betwixt the two, and like this is a good eating break, and then after this next hour-long show that's in about 45-50 minutes is another good eating break, and then nothing for the rest of the evening. So need to eat, but I don't know what I want. After umming and ahhing extensively, I have come to the hot subs kiosk here at Underbelly Cowgate, where my next show is in about 35 minutes. And I have elected for this time around the grilled cheese, because I've been thinking about grilled cheese sandwiches all week. And I've also got a cookies and cream flavoured cookie, which is a hilarious concept. And I'm currently nursing that in my pouch like a parental kangaroo. Grilled cheese, which I will say is very inexpensive on that menu compared to everything else. A little bit basic, like it's just cheese and bread. But it was nice if you just need like a nice little cheap sandwich moment and you're at Underbelly Cowgate, it'll do. The cookie, very nice. The star of which is this like Kinder Bueno familiar icing going on. It does tickle me that it's a cookie flavoured cookie. Like it's the sweet treat equivalent of shepherd's pie peppered with actual shepherd on top. Sitting here because the queue for the Mosney project will be happening over there in the same Cowgate venue where we saw Diva Life from Hell and Diary of a Gay Disaster last week. Seen my show. Aeron came to pick me up and somehow missed me because I was one of the first out, and so I got halfway down Cowgate and I was like, wait, where's Aeron? And I went back and I found you.
Yeah. I was there to pick you up like a proud parent.
I don't know if I look like a child at the moment, I just look like something strange. I look like the salmon version of Damien saying, she doesn't even go here.
Halfway through your show, I was on the phone with my parents saying, like, oh, it's such sunny weather, blue skies with a wind breeze. And then, literally, as your show's about to finish, rain.
Oh, is that? Has it only started raining that recently?
Literally in the past 5 minutes.
Well, it's kind of stopping.
Yeah. But all of this weather has literally happened in the space of 10 minutes. It really is like, Fringe is something you just have to plan for both weathers.
Yeah. Yeah. But at any given time, it's just like, the worst thing that can happen is like you get rained on while going from one place to the next if you do it like us, and if you're going show to show to show. Which it's worth saying, everyone I know who does the Fringe, that seems to be the Fringe lifestyle. Woo! But you do have the option to not see a million things. What to tell you about the Mosney project? Devised, Felt very had that whole devised aesthetic. And it was about a real historical day in which a bunch of anti-communists invaded a small town in Wisconsin to prove a point. And I'm not sure that they did. I'm not sure that the show did, honestly. I'm just trying to discern meaning and the point of it all. There's a sort of interesting cyclical aspect to them devising a piece about this devised invasion and the whole nature of performance, but it didn't really touch on that, nor did it necessarily spend as much time with the details as I think would have made it effective. I went walking past the dog, hence the crowd of... I haven't seen this yet, but it happened. Crowd of people around
Bobby.
Greyfriars Bobby. But yeah, I'm kind of glad for the 48-hour review delay I'm currently working on, because it gives me time to try and work out what the heck that was. In the meantime, we're walking to Summerhall for 2 different shows that are a part 1 and a part 2, which is Half Man, Half Bull part 1 and Half Man, Half Bull part 2. Gig theatre based around Greek mythology, Hadestown style, perhaps, but maybe with a different vibe. We'll find out.
And we're watching with Kate.
And we're watching with Kate. Yay! Woo. There is in fact an Oompa Loompa flyering, presumably for Willie's Candy Spectacular, or it's a freelance Oompa Loompa. But yes, the design of which you may recognise from the famous AI-created Glasgow Willy Wonka experience, which is now being satirised in Willie's Candy Spectacular, right here at the Edinburgh Fringe, at the Pleasance Dome, I believe, which is just over there. We're seeing that tomorrow, if tomorrow is Thursday, but you love to see the spirit of the Fringe. Also, can't help but notice, I don't know if it's part of the costume and like the irony of the whole thing, but wearing some sort of a leg brace. Hope the Oompa Loompa is okay. And also, the initial press performance was postponed due to cast illness, so just in general, sending healing thoughts to the Chocolate Factory and the cast of Willie's Candy Spectacular. Shout out to that building for its visitor Wi-Fi, so I can upload a couple more reviews. Also filmed like 4 more reviews. At this point, I'm only 11 behind, which is progress. We're slowly making our way over to Summerhall because we still have an hour before the performance starts, so no rush. And how cool is this space? This apparently is a former dissection room, and this is where we're seeing both parts of Half Man, Half Bull, part 1 and part 2, which for the mathematically minded among you adds up to 1 whole man and 1 whole bull. And Aeron and Kate are here, and we all got cider. Yay!
I'm down to raw admin. If you're wearing a pink wristband, maybe blue as well. Pink, blue. If you're wearing a wristband, that means you've got a ticket to come back to see part 2, Deadless, the Icarus story. And we are very, very excited to have you back. That's going to happen in a minute in here. So if that is the case, please go that way, into the shadows where there's a bar. It's kind of like a holding pen to allow the people that don't have a wristband to head out that way. We're just helping out our front of house friends so they can see who is who. Of course, if you do go that way and you think, oh, actually, I would like to come see the second part, you can do that way, and then you can come back in, and we'd love to see you.
We've just seen Half Man, Half Bull. There's a functional bar in the space behind us because we're not leaving. We're staying here for part 2. More man, more bull. Although I don't think part 2 has a Minotaur in it. No, it's Daedalus. So, who was referenced in the first one? I was paying attention. The way I would explain this show, it's gig theatre. It's like a show we saw off-Broadway in Brooklyn called, so very off-Broadway because it was in Brooklyn, called Terse meets Hadestown meets the Choir of Man. Just mix all those things together. Oh my goodness, how much did we just enjoy Half Man, Half Bull?
And so glad we did both parts.
Incredible.
Yeah. So here's the thing about the parts. You can see them the other way round if you want. You can just see one and not the other.
I would encourage you to see 1 and then 2.
Yeah.
But if you're only going to see 1, if for some reason you can only do 1, I would do part 2 separately.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the more meaningful and emotionally hard-hitting. What I really love about it is like you've got something, it kind of just a similar thing to Hadestown, but it really, like the Greek mythology is there and it tells the story, but its focus is so much on the transcendental emotions of it. That's the thing it focuses on, and it is yet another great show about grief. So there you go. But loved it, had a great time. We got to make and throw paper aeroplanes. Yours went really far, the one you threw at the end.
Yeah,
and it hit that old man in the face.
No, it didn't. It glided in front of it and shocked him.
I think it hit him in the face.
Ryan hit the person right in front of us in the back of the head.
Yeah, you did. That was like a close range sniper shot.
It made a better view, so like head down, head down, head down.
It's amazing, and it was great to like have the duality between the part 1 and part 2, because they started doing things in part 2 in terms of like the way it was staged, in terms of some of the visuals they were using, and that paper airplane moment that like that didn't happen in part 1. And I think if it had just been like the same vibes but different content, it would have got a bit samey. But no, felt like a whole new show, which was very exciting. And both were so good. I said to Kate, this is a critical first for me. Half Man, Half Bull gets a 10-star review because it's two fives. And now we are heading over to Tim Murray is Witches over at Underbelly. We made it to the Dairy Room at Bristow Square Underbelly venue for Tim Murray is Witches, and Mickey Jo is enjoying a double gin and lemonade. We didn't get food, we did get beverages. We prioritized.
Thank you guys so much for coming to the show. I so appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please help me spread the word. I'm only here for a week, so I would love that so much. I love you very much. I hope you and your coven have an amazing Edinburgh Fringe. Good night!
Okay, Tim Murray was definitely Witches, and we wanted late night food before House of Cleopatra at 11:15. I got not a scoop burger. Today's special, the Thugs burger with like a Korean barbecue sauce moment, but I believe it's inspired by Batsu, by the show Batsu, which is fun. Kate got fries. Are they nugs? Kate got nugs. I apologise for lying to you all. Aeron got a Coney Island, like love never dies. Favourite moment from Tim Murray is Witches?
When Tim Murray was Witches.
when Tim Murray was Witches. I enjoyed guessing Alice Fern as one of the Guess That alphabets. I wasn't on stage doing it because I'm shy, and because there was a person who had worked on the marketing for Wicked on Broadway. So I was like, I've seen it on 3 continents, but I am not worthy. Aeron, favourite moment from Tim Murray is Witches?
The improv song. It was so
The improv song was very good. Very good. I was pleasantly surprised because like when you go to like a stand-up comedian doing like original songs, I'm not anticipating like really clever, well-written like parody songs. There's like an Ursula, Poor Unfortunate Souls moment, but reconceived to be about being an older witch that was called I'm Over 40 Years Old. Very clever, very fun, and did a beautiful like My Sons Are Queer kind of an ending of like talking about the meaning of all of it, and yeah, I just thought it was great. Enjoyed very much. We are heading up the stairs of Assembly Checkpoint for House of Cleopatra. Now, I've shown you this venue before when we were here for You and It the musical, but now it's an immersive... Oh, that's a fun angle you're on there. Let me sort that out. It's an immersive standing dance floor situation for the House of Cleopatra. So we are very much standing on the floor.
No choice except to be exceptional.
Give up, I know you wish it were true. She don't really need you, cause she can't do what I do. I know you hate me. Go on and hate me. So come back and let the things that ever left. You'll still be until you're
Oh my god, hey, good morning. I am on boat. Oh my gosh. The pool is doing something very exciting. I didn't know it did that. The pool is also already open. For anyone fancying a 9 AM swim, it is 9:15. Oh, I can see the coaches from here. I'm trying to get the 9:30 coach to Newtown, the Newtown route, because there are 2 different coach routes, to take me to Traverse for a 10:30 show, performance of my English Persian kitchen. I've loved everything I've seen in Traverse so far, so I'm so excited about today because I'm seeing 2 Traverse shows. But I'm just going via the breakfast buffet to grab a mini muffin for the road. And I have, I think, good morning. I think I have just about enough time to get all of this done. Maybe I'll grab 2 muffins for the road. Maybe I'll go crazy. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Muffin. Muffin. Done and done. I'm now just exiting the ship holding these mini muffins. I also grabbed an orange juice and chugged it. I can't be stopped. And I'm wearing my Potty the Plant t-shirt. Can you see the back? Maybe. I went down the wrong side, so I'm now passing through the other buffet restaurant, which is the Buckingham restaurant. This is very nice. Should I have been coming here this whole time? Those weren't the right stairs. How do I leave the boat? I think it's this way. Oh, I'm passing the Purple Turtle wine bar. Haven't had a chance to go there. There's so many lovely bars and restaurants on this boat that I haven't been able to really show you or take advantage of because I'm spending such limited time here. And it's not really... This boat has a very different purpose while it's here. All is well, plenty of time. Got my muffins. That coach is going to Old Town, up to Summerhall and the South Bridge. This one is going to Newtown, and the second stop is basically right at Traverse. How exciting! And how helpful. It does seem to be Traverse every year, which is the one that I'm almost always running late to, because it takes a long time to get to. It's a little bit further out. Last week it was very near to where we were staying, which was an unusually helpful Fringe experience. But I was concerned coming into this week. I was like, Leith to Traverse. That's a trek. And so hopefully this is the first time I'm trying this coach route. Hopefully this makes it really easy. So I'm back here at the Traverse, and for the first time I'm finally seeing a show in Traverse 2, which is the smaller space, which everyone is queuing up for over there. How exciting! So this show I've just seen featured live cooking on stage, and at the end she invited everyone in the audience to try some. I thought she was kidding, but no. Everyone is now being offered little bowls of this Iranian dish that was just cooked live on stage. How cool is that? They're also serving it upstairs in the foyer, and here is the recipe. There you go. Now, funnily enough, not the first time I have had free food from an Edinburgh Fringe show at the Traverse, or in that exact room, because a few years ago, gosh, they were doing a show here. It was really early in the morning. I think it was only on the weekend, and it was like a new piece of writing and breakfast. And I had like a haggis breakfast roll and saw a play about a woman who had recently broken up with her girlfriend and was also going to space. And I remember it, and yeah, that was a really great initiative. I think they also maybe do a play, a pie and a pint here. I think this is where that is, and I'm not making that up. But we love this, and look at that. Delicious. Smells amazing. I'm walking to Summerhall with Kate. Say hi, Kate.
Hello.
Yay! Serendipitous meeting outside of the Traverse. But Pop of Michelangelo are using my 4-star review, and look at the pull quote. This is my favourite thing anyone's ever pulled from my reviews. Sensational, stupid, gay. That's exactly what this show is. And Kate is seeing it today.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yay, and has all that to look forward to. Good news, made it to the show on time with like 3 minutes to spare. Did not realise I was nearly going to miss the show because I was just having a lovely time, slowly walking over here by the side of the meadows with Kate. And then I was like, oh no, 3 minutes, but I'm in the queue, so it's fine. Quick PSA for you. These chairs, lovely, spacious, comfortable. These chairs, horrible, nightmare, avoid at all costs. So when you get a choice, go for these ones. This, by the way, is the setup for Blubber. Seen a couple shows in here so far already. Saw Surrender here and 300 Paintings.
This is a fascinating stage here. Very intrigued about this show. Fun fact, we have been evac'd. That rhymes. Didn't plan for it to. Just got evacuated from the venue because you could kind of hear a distant fire alarm like 2 minutes before the end. So if there was a fiery blaze, that was probably not a great idea. But this has been happening a few times. I've heard this has happened to my friends. They've been evacuated from a couple of shows, and often like annoyingly close to the end. But it seemed not to need us to get out of the building for a couple more minutes. So saw the end of the show and now standing in the street hoping to be able to go back inside. So I'm actually in the middle of an hour and 20-minute gap right now, and I've just been standing on this random street filming back-to-back reviews. I'm only like 10 behind at this point, which is, I've caught up on myself loads because I was multiple days behind. And I think I'm going to grab some lunch. I've been chatting with friends after that last show. I've been to the toilet. Practically luxury here at the Edinburgh Fringe. It's amazing what actually leaving gaps in your schedule can do for you. I have ordered poutine with pulled chicken. Poutine, which I tried for the first time on my recent Canadian adventure, see previous vlog. And I'm holding this spoon because it will be brought to me, so I am easily identifiable with my poutine spoon. I'm not going to eat it with this. That would be challenging. So the poutine was lovely. I'm now in the main hall of Summer Hall for I'm Almost There. Oh, Aeron did get in. Yay! It is a sold-out show, and Aeron was trying to grab a last-minute ticket. He did. He did. He's just seen a show at Traverse and got an Uber over. He is there. He has not seen me. He still has not seen me. This is the stage area, though, and there is a harp. There is a harp on stage. This is a musical. It's co-produced by Francesca Moody and Audible, which has me very excited. That was surreal. No, literally, that was an abstract, surreal piece of theatre that I enjoyed, and it's going to take me a considerable amount of time to retroactively wrap my head around. While I'm enjoying a peach cider from Summer Hall, I was just trying to think about, because I'm in a ranking mood, reviewing everything while I'm here, and we've been having a lot of conversations, being like, what are your top 3 shows of the Fringe? What's like the best musical you've seen, the best like song you've heard? And I was thinking about food and beverages. This is my drink off the Fringe, 100%. Is this peach cider from Summer Hall. I don't know what the brand is, but it's in a bottle. It's something that they have it at the Summer Hall bars. And the food of the Fringe, for me, the poutine was really nice, but also the flatbread wraps that they're doing here in the Summer Hall courtyard, I think is the best thing I've eaten all week. Like at a Fringe venue. And sweet treat wise, I think it's the Millionaire's shortbread slice that I've had from the Summer Hall cafe. So Summer Hall killing it this year, and that poutine was lovely as well, with like pulled chicken on the top.
The fish and chips in the pub, or you can get at the bar.
I was saying this is the drink of the Fringe for me. What has been your favourite snack as you enjoy this beef brisket loaded fries?
Oh, probably chicken scoop.
You have enjoyed your chicken scoop.
I think because I just wouldn't, if you'd have told me I'd have been able to have that during this Fringe, a waffle, like a sweet waffle cone with like flavoured chicken, I would have never believed you.
Yep. Oh, I think Kate is about to come out of my mother's funeral because it went in late because of the fire alarm. So yeah.
I have not heard about this fire alarm.
A fire alarm went off earlier, and then another thing to bear in mind, you can nothing is guaranteed at Fringe. You can never be sure that a show won't go up late, come down late, get delayed by a fire alarm, get delayed by any number of other things.
My show ended early, and that's how I managed to get here for I'm Almost There.
Like, best laid plans, and I haven't missed any shows this year. I've only had to really run to one once, as you saw earlier in this video, but otherwise I've had a pretty smooth experience. But it takes years of mistakes to get good at Fringe planning.
I will say, as I learned just, if it's tight, just give in and get an Uber, because that made it possible for me to see 2 shows across the city that had a very small gap between them. Yep. And the Uber drivers are really nice, actually.
Yeah, you did Traverse to Summer Hall in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Which is basically unheard of. So yeah, some more advice
for you. We are here again for the next show, which is June Carter Cash, The Woman, Her Music and Me, which is not, it sounds like it should be like a cabaret show from like someone who has idolised her and is going to sing all her songs. And I think it's different to that and more than that. But I will be able to...
Two lives, I think.
I think, yeah, that's what I think it is as well. It's a National Theatre of Scotland show, which I don't know if I've ever seen one of their shows before, but I'm very excited about it. So we're back in the dissection room in a different configuration for June Carter Cash, The Woman, Her Music and Me. Look at this set. We have neon, we have pre-show music, we have a programme on the back of a little circular, like a beer mat situation that you can scan for a QR code. Loving the vibe so far. Everyone's at little different improvised tables. It's all very cute. Well, that was very good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'd read up on the show, so because I initially got emails, I got press releases about it from the National Theatre of Scotland, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then I kind of figured from context, because of it being produced by the National Theatre of Scotland, that it was not what it appeared to be based on the title, which is just like a cabaret music tribute show with someone just performing June Carter Cash songs. And it's not. It's like a comparison of of Charlene Boyd, the writer and performer's life, with June's life, and like an examination of her life and what that meant. But brilliantly staged. Yeah. My God, brilliantly staged.
A proper like no holds barred performance.
Yeah.
It's just like full and
very personal, very raw, but very like emotive and meaningful, and very like what felt very dramaturgically refined, very like finessed.
Her accents as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like she could have just played June Carter Cash, and that also would have been terrific. But we are now walking down through the meadows over to the Greater George Square area in advance of Solve It Squad, which is our next show, which we're basically seeing because of the recommendation of our friend Ben.
Yeah.
And they're like Starkid adjacent, or they're a spin-off of Starkid members, but it's Scooby-Doo parody. So, excited. On our way into Solve It Squad, back in a lecture theatre building, because it's the Assembly George Square Studios. But tell me why a double gin lemonade costs less at Assembly than Underbelly. I have questions. Not to keep going on about this, but this was like $10.20, and it was full before I started drinking it, compared with £14 at Underbelly the other night. Anyway, this is the setup for Solve It Squad. Think Scooby-Doo parody here at the Assembly George Square Studios. We're in Studio 2, and we are ready to laugh, to giggle, to chortle, if you will.
If you like what you saw tonight, we are at Tin Can Bros on all social media, and if you didn't like it, we are at Real Team Starkid on If you want to hear more about the show, you want to tell your friends about the show, get them here, maybe write a review, learn a little bit more about it, see some more of our stuff, you just head to solveitsquad.com, nifty little link, it'll be great. And if you'd like to pick up some merch like that slap bracelet, all the stuff Keith had, we got it downstairs so you can pick up some merch downstairs. That's branding, thank you so much.
Solve It Squad, the Solve It Squad. That's my first time seeing anything, and it's not officially Starkid, but it's Starkid adjacent IRL in real life, because I, unlike many of you I'm sure, am not well read on the Starkids, for no real reason, really. I'm just not particularly familiar beyond the stuff that's penetrated meme culture, like Lauren Lopez's, like, I don't really want to do the work today, and those little bits and pieces. But that was very fun. I enjoyed very much. I didn't realise, I thought the whole thing was just going to be like parodying Scooby-Doo, and I didn't realise the concept is like a parody of those characters later in life, like confronting reality, which was actually much funnier. I'm walking over to Traverse for my last show of the day, which is called A Knock on the Roof, which is far more serious, and tackling very current world themes. And Aeron has headed down to go see 2 shows with Kate. He is seeing My Last 2 Brain Cells, which is a comedy show, and 6 Chick Flicks, which I wanted to see. Was recommended to us by our friend Amy, but didn't have the time in my schedule. I have one more, and then I'm going to go find him afterwards. But I've got some walk me down donuts for the road. And this time, I'm not going to drop my camera on the floor and think it's broken for 2 hours and nearly cry about it. Which is what I did the last time I got donuts. This time I'm just going to put it away and not try and run with it attached to my belt. 5 shows left, including today and tomorrow. 4 shows tomorrow, and then I'm done. I must be in the late 50s by now. Tomorrow will be day 10 of being at the Fringe with a gap in the middle. And it's a lot. It is a lot. It's lovely. I'm thrilled we came back. I'm thrilled we spent so much time here and got to see so many shows this year. But it's a lot. And I think I'm beginning to approach the point where it's diminishing returns of theatrical reward. So I'm glad the end is in sight. I'm gonna eat my donuts and turn off my brain. Does anyone else get nostalgic for walking routes? Like, I'm walking from George Square to Traverse, which is not something I've done yet on this trip, and I don't think I've done since like Fringe a few years ago. I feel like it was post Unfortunate, the Untold Story of Ursula the Sea Witch, years back. And I remember running this route with Aeron, and he was not best pleased with me because we really were running. But yeah, I think that's the last time I walked this particular way. Good times. Well, we're back at the Traverse Theatre, and if there's one place that I often have to like come to and from multiple times a day, it is the Traverse, because though they have a lot of different shows on, they are rarely like back to back. Like, often you'd have to stick around for an hour and a half in between, which, you know, next year maybe I'll decide is actually a great idea and I should totally do that. But usually when I'm trying to fit everything into my schedule, I decide I don't want to do that, and so I end up going to and from. But this year, only on one day have I attended the Traverse twice in one day. I have enjoyed everything I've seen here so far. Will I enjoy A Knock on the Roof? This one, unlike the others, I believe has only recently begun performances. I might be seeing the first press performance of this one. Very topical world themes. Okay, we have much to discuss. Again, no filmed curtain call on that last show. That was A Knock on the Roof, because too personal, too impactful, too heavy and serious. But then the writer/performer made a very moving speech about the play and the unfortunate necessity of the play, and just horrifying recent human rights atrocities and child civilian casualties in Gaza. Really difficult to talk about. Made a very impactful speech that I wish I had recorded, but I didn't want to like be the person getting a camera up at that moment. But I also felt like that speech should have been delivered to a wider audience than just the people who were sat in the Traverse 2 space. And it's difficult as well, because such an important piece of theatre, and talking about something so pressing and so vital, it makes everything else seem basically irrelevant. How do you then go about talking about its dramaturgical shortcomings? Because I'm not going to tell you it was a perfect piece of theatre, but the weight of the message relative to everything else is ridiculous. Anyway, on a completely separate note, while I'm processing all that in the back of my head and deciding what to do about it, I was sat among what I'm pretty sure were 4 different Scottish critics. And I know of one Scottish theatre critic, Natalie, who is brilliant, who writes a lot for Broadway World, but who is not covering the Fringe this year. I don't know any other Scottish theatre critics, and I was too shy to say hello and find out who they were and strike up a conversation. And I don't know why. I was just like a little voice in the back of my head being like, what if they hate you? I don't know why. Because I do videos, because I'm like relatively younger. I'm not that young, but younger. Because I'm not Scottish. I don't know. I don't know what that was about, but I wish I had. But then afterwards, in the bar, a lovely member of the Traverse press team came and said hello, and I got to chat about Fringe and reviews and the critical perspective on it, which was really lovely. And then I was using the Wi-Fi to try and get some more reviews uploaded, and my friend Michelle came running in to see a show, and I was like, do I go say hello to her, because they were trying to get her in to the show because she'd just come from something else. And I was like, I'll go say hello really quickly and then let her go in and see the show. But how serendipitous! And that's happened earlier today as well. Like, I saw Kate 2 or 3 times today by chance. And that's the beautiful thing about the Edinburgh Fringe. And it's just always, it's theatre people. You run into, like, honest to God theatre people here. And that's what I love about it as well. I'm out of breath because of passion talking about these things. But hello, Michelle, if you're watching this video. It was really lovely running into you, Introverse, and I hope you enjoyed whatever it was that you were seeing. Something Introverse won, so I don't know what, but I hope you enjoy it. Here we are in Cowgate, outside of Underbelly, the familiar purple glow. Opposite it, by the way, they are selling pizza by the slice for anyone wanting a little bit of a taste of New York. I'm just chilling, waiting for the cows to come home. Oh my god, it's a Diva Live from Hell poster, and look who it is. A 5-star hit. Is that redundant to put underneath 5 stars? I don't know, but I stand by it. I stand by it. Also, y'all, they're queuing for Batsu that we saw on the ship the other night. I would go see Batsu, but I have to wait for my fiancé and friend and not go in and see another hour-plus long comedy show when they're expecting me to be standing here in a few minutes. Also, I'm tired, but Batsu! Okay, which one of you was going to tell me I was waiting at the wrong underbelly? At least it didn't happen for a show I was actually seeing, just a show I was meeting people at. They're not at Cowgate. 6 Chick Flicks is not at Cowgate. It's at Bristow. It is at Underbelly Bristow, which is like a 10-minute walk, a 5 to 10 minute walk up a hill. Aeron and Kate's first show of the 2 they have seen while I've been at Traverse was at Cowgate. That was at Cowgate, then they went to Bristow. So now I am going to Bristow. I'm so tired.
Oh, I look tired. I am tired. And also, sadly, we are getting ready to leave the Friendship. Sad times, sad times, sad times. But we've had a lovely time on big old boat. It's been very nice. It's been sort of unprecedented luxury for the Edinburgh Fringe because we're used to more meagre accommodations by far, and we're about to go enjoy another hearty breakfast, which has been a very winning component of this whole situation. And then I don't know if they're doing shuttle buses this morning because it's disembarkation time, and I don't know if... I don't think they are. I don't think they were envisioning people would be going in to see shows today. So we'll get the tram, because that's also an option, or another bus. So going to do that. We've basically packed already. Gonna go get some food and then get off the boat, and then we've got like 4 more shows today before we get a train back down southwards, and the first one is at 10:40 a.m. And also we're seeing Willie's Candy Spectacular. We were meant to be seeing it earlier this week, but they had to push their press performance, so I'm wearing a thematic t-shirt from the UK tour of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There you go. Gonna go get some breakfast now. Goodbye, balcony with view of the Britannia. Goodbye, small table, sideboard, television and fruit. Goodbye, fruit. Goodbye, artwork. Goodbye, beds. Goodbye, lamp. Goodbye, mirrors. I'm doing all of this to show you parts of the room because I can't remember if I gave you the full tour or not. Goodbye, other mirrors. Goodbye, different types of plug sockets, including USBs. Goodbye, wardrobe with safety equipment, towels, hanging space, and complimentary umbrellas. Goodbye, dressing gowns, towels, and slippers. Goodbye, bathroom with sink area, toilet, and shower with clothes rail. This was actually a very nice shower. I enjoyed this shower very much. Goodbye telephone, goodbye pillows, goodbye cabin, goodbye Aeron James, Wait, you're coming with me. What are you doing? Come on. Goodbye pools. I swam in you too little because I was enjoying cultural entertainment. Do you know the Muffin Men? It's us. We are the Muffin Men. I've grabbed 2 muffins for the road. And we are heading off the boat. This, by the way, is the Palladium, the other theatre space. We're just going to peek in because there's nothing in there at the moment, but it's a proper auditorium setup with lots of fancy seating. And here we are. We have arrived into Edinburgh for our last day of the Fringe. Heading over to Assembly Roxy, a venue we haven't yet visited this year. It's a big old church that is now a Fringe venue, to go and see a giant on the bridge. I am avoiding eye contact with these flyers like they avoid the bullets in the Matrix. I'm just like, I have no time. I'm so sorry. That used to be a Greenside venue. I don't think it is anymore. This one over here, saw an improvised Tennessee Williams a few years ago, or last year even. I don't remember. It's been a long 2 weeks. Passing more posters, and my 4-star review is also featured on Who Do You Love? The Casey and the Sunshine Band musical, which funnily enough, we enjoyed so much, we're going to see it again today. That's going to be our last show. The thinking behind which is that we wanted to end on something familiar, something that we enjoyed. We had like one free slot left. We had like 2 hours after the last show that I'm reviewing before the train, and we were like, we're just going to be wandering around aimlessly, let's go see something. And it worked with the timings, and it's also something that we enjoyed. We'd have gone to see something like that, or like a pop-off Michelangelo, like a fun musical to return to for a nice last show. But before that, 3 more things that we haven't seen yet. We are queuing to get into this literal, I believe, deconsecrated church. I feel like it must be. We've just said goodbye to Kate, who is over there, who should probably already be on their way to an airport, but is standing, drinking a coffee at the Fringe. And here we are in Assembly Roxy. This is the main hall. They also have an upstairs that I don't enjoy as much. Last time I was here, I saw an Australian drag burlesque, and then previous to that, I saw a children's show called Penguin Pig. Variety. This is a giant on the bridge. It's a play with music, and this is the stage setup. Now, before in life, whenever I've seen a bunch of rugs, normally means I'm about to see a piece of frickin' theatre. So, I'm excited. Update. It has rained. It has rained. I don't know if you can see on my now 2-tone salmon sweatshirt. We got caught in a flash flood. Couldn't find shelter. We were on the mile trying to meet a friend who has just arrived for the Fringe and giving recommendations, as you do. Hello, Castle. But worst place to be caught in this sudden torrential downpour. And I'm going to call this out because we were cowering next to a little ticket kiosk hut thing that was doing tours. Like, it's an official Fringe venue, but it's doing like historic tours or walking tours or something. And the guy popped his head out to say, this is a door, you can't stand here. And I was like, no one is buying your tour tickets right now because it's flooding. Let us stay here for a minute. Leave me alone. So as you can tell, I've become very personable on my 10th day here at the Edinburgh Fringe. Just seeing shows about humanity and kinship and community and understanding. I enjoyed Giant on the Bridge. Very rich in creativity, and exactly the kind of thing I'd like to go see at Fringe. And a very interesting story because it's all about prisoners leaving the prison system and going back home, and kind of that emotional journey that accompanies the physical one for them and their families on the other side, and that idea of a bridge linking between the two. And it took sort of multiple different storytelling approaches, including a bunch of like folky, indie, slightly Dave Malloy Ghost Quartet-esque music written by inmates in a music creativity workshop process, which I thought was really cool. And now I've walked over to Traverse for a history of paper, my last show at the Traverse, which also means I'm going to buy a bunch of plays. Today is the day. Do I have a play budget? No, I don't. The sky is the limit. And we're not taking a plane back, so I can carry as much as I want onto the train.
Which means you might buy a tote bag.
Maybe I need a tote bag to put all my new plays in.
I feel like you might, because let's be real.
Plays for days. Plays for days. How is this for a happy place? Look at all of these plays and theatre-related books, as well as a little bit of merchandise. And I'm back in Traverse 2 for a history of paper, my last Traverse show of this trip. And inadvertently, I've sat now in all 3 of these seating sections because I was over there for my English Persian kitchen. I was over there for a knock on the roof, and now I am here, right at the edge. In fact, I've done edge, middle, edge. There you go. Also, good haul from the Playscript shop. So these ones that are being produced at Traverse, you can get those downstairs by the entrance to Traverse 1. I got So Young, I got Same Team, I got The Sound Inside. And then from the bookshop upstairs, which is the one I was showing you, My Mother's Funeral, which is being performed at Roundabout at Summer Hall. And then, one slightly drizzly walk over to Pleasantstone later, we got to Willie's Candy Spectacular, and we've been given these. Are these officially licensed playbills? These are actual playbills. Oh my gosh, actual playbills at the Edinburgh Fringe, and a very, very blue stage. There's a better view of the stage from our seats. Again, just currently just so very blue, with pre-show atmospheric music. And here are the playbills, and inside the playbills we have information about cast members, including some very notable cameos, I believe, from alumni from the original Gene Wilder film, as well as Kirsty Patterson, the actual Scottish Oompa Loompa from the spectacular failure of an immersive experience that this was based on. We also have producer, director, more producers credited here, and various different writers. Oh, there we go, that was very zoomed in. Various different writers who worked on this show. There you go, multiple songwriters there as well. And in fact, more songwriters and more songwriters and more songwriters. It feels very SpongeBob the Musical. We've also been given these, which are like Smellorama tickets. Because, oh yeah, don't scratch until you're instructed to do so in the show. This is part of it. We're going to be smelling things. I famously can't smell anything very well, so this may be lost on me. But Aeron's going to have some sensory experience.
Turkeys can be spectacular, and that, as they say, is the end of the play. Called Turkeys can be spectacular. You gotta admit, for a show based on shit, you're real fucking glad you thought Thursdays can be spectacular. Whoa, 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 Good day, Scotland. I said good day.
Okay, review, forthcoming. Either I've shared it already by the time you're seeing this, or it's coming very soon, because my last show of the Fringe, I'm done with reviewing, because we're about to go see something we've seen already. But can we agree, you and I and the world, here and now, to stop making these, cash grab, instant turnaround musicals and pieces of theatre based on, meme moments and little social media hullabaloos, because there is never, not once, not even one time, enough mileage to actually make it interesting. That goes for Gwyneth, and that goes for Willie's Candy Spectacular.
Willie's Candy Spectacular.
That song's going to be in my head, and I'm not going to be happy about it. Thank goodness we booked one more show, and we're going back. I need you to stop. Thank goodness we're going back to see something.
It sounds like Fireman Sam. But
There was one song that sounded like ragtime, when it was like to da da da, and I was like, in a moment, in the darkness. But yeah, thank goodness we're going back to see Who Do You Love, a show we already know that we like. Because if that was my last show at the Edinburgh Fringe, I'd be crying on the train home, just like the children were at Willie's Candy Spectacular. Channeling my frustrations into food, I was gonna get a crepe, and then I was like, you know what, I'm hungrier than that. So, getting the best fried chicken that I have found at the Edinburgh Fringe, which is from Chicks in Underbelly, George Square. And back in a lecture theatre, Assembly, George Square Studios, Studio 1, Peep the Disco Balls. We are back for Who Do You Love, the Casey and the Sunshine Band musical. And we already know what it's like, what it's about, what to expect. So we're just here to have fun, which is nice. Who do you love, Aeron James?
I love my family. The color green.
That's not a person.
You're alright.
Hey, ask me.
Who do you know?
Bernadette Peters.
I knew it was going to be me.
Heading down to Edinburgh Waverley Station to flee the Fringe in considerably nicer weather than we had this time last week, and I have got a crepe that is collapsing. Word to the wise, if you get the crepes from Panquake, they have sweet and savoury, they're delicious. Get the tissues to hold it with because it will start to burn you even through the cardboard. I'm going to eat this now as steam comes off of it. This is a cheeky monkey, which is banana and Nutella. Oh my god, hey, do you know what the advice should have been? It should have been stop filming the crepe and eat it, because while you're doing this, it's literally collapsing and losing structural integrity, and by the time you do come to eat it, while you're walking to the train station, the molten Nutella is going to spill out and go all over your brand new salmon Edinburgh Fringe hoodie, and then you're going to have to get Aaron's mum to wash it for you when you get back to his family home. You're going to be really sad about it.
He was very sad about it.
But it's fine now.
Yeah, she did a great job again.
Yeah, no, she did. She did a wonderful job. But yes, that was the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah.
Part 2. If you've watched Part 1 and Part 2, that was the whole Edinburgh Fringe. Or that was the first half of the Edinburgh Fringe that we were there for. It continues for another 2 weeks. 1 week.
1 week?
I don't know. It goes on after we leave. Yeah. But it's an entire time. We will be back next year. For now, I am happy to spend 11 months not thinking about the Edinburgh Fringe, because it is completely overwhelming. It is a huge amount of shows. Trying to do video reviews, which I haven't released all of them yet. But if you want to know where my video reviews are, if you're wondering why they're not on YouTube, it's because posting like 60 different 3-minute review videos on YouTube would be insane. So you can find those on my TikTok page at MickeyJoTheatre. You can also find them on Threads, and I am linking them on X and on Instagram. So really anywhere else on socials you will see them. But there's going to be a video very soon here on YouTube where I basically rank all of the shows from number 1 to number 60. And I haven't decided yet, but I know what number 1 was and I know what number 60 was. So I'm excited to tell you the best show I saw at the Fringe and the worst. What's one of your favourite Fringe memories? Could be a show, could be a vibe. What did you enjoy about this year's Fringe?
I think I just loved us all as a group with all of our American friends. I think it was, and British friends. It was just very nice. It was the most social.
That's the most people we've ever known at Fringe and had with us at Fringe simultaneously, and it was great having that group and then everyone going to see different things and then going to each other's recommendations. And we're all friends. We all have we broadly like the same stuff. And Fringe is interesting because I feel like they're mostly US based and we go to Broadway a lot. So we mostly agree about Broadway shows. That's the good one. That's the one we all liked. That's the one that was bad. And at Fringe, it's completely different because it's about the material. It's about the tone. Did this speak to you specifically? It's not all produced enough that everything is a certain level of...
It's very based on the material.
Yeah. So that was fun and rewarding. And had some great things to eat. Had a lovely time on the Playbill Fringeship.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I don't know if they're doing it again next year because it takes a lot of planning. And I think the wider Edinburgh Fringe community still doesn't really necessarily understand who it's for, what it's about. But I'm here to tell you it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was a very good experience.
And for the same amount, I mean, for less than you would pay at a comparably nice hotel for a similar amount to what you'd pay to just be in a hostel to be closer. It was really handy.
Very handy.
The amount of time in advance that we had to leave to get somewhere like Traverse on those shuttle buses was the same amount to just walk from the other side of
100%.
Central when we were just down by the Mile. And free breakfast. We actually ate well and we relaxed.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to properly eat.
Yeah, and the shows on the boat, Batsu was great, and that was a really great time. So as and when Playbill return to the Edinburgh Fringe, if they bring another cruise ship,
or if you're
highly
looking
recommend.
at any of their other travel excursions, because Playbill Travel do quite a lot of different trips.
Also, go look into Playbill Travel Cruises if you haven't already. Maybe we will. maybe we need to take a Playbill cruise. Maybe this is what this week has taught us. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed, following here on all the socials for all the reviews of all of those shows coming very soon. Stay tuned for, I don't know what our next vlog content style adventure is going to be.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be just a very crazy day in the West End.
Maybe. Let us know what you would like to see down below. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed vicariously coming to the Edinburgh Fringe with us this year. If you're an artist who had a show at the Fringe, bravo to you. Everyone is doing spectacular creative work just to get there and just to be there, because it's this extraordinarily challenging climate for everyone involved. I salute all of you. I can't wait to be back, but I can wait, and I will wait 11 months, during which time I'll recharge, and we'll be back next year for more Fringe after sleeping for a really long time. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Bye-bye.
Bye. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!